I couldn't get into it and I seemingly didn't want to use it. First gear woes cost me the win. Good morning everyone, and welcome to another of my usual honest, no nonsense Porsche Cayman 987 vlogs. Mileage right now is 69,428 and I've done just shy of 12,000 in this. In today's video I'm going to round up the GRRC Goodwood Autosolo that I entered back at the beginning of March. If you haven't seen it yet, footage of all of my runs is linked up there, including a bit of an experiment with a GoPro Fusion 360 camera, which I think is fascinating to be able to look all around the cabin while I'm running through those cones. So how did I get on, and more importantly, and as usual, what did I learn? Well, I'll start with how the day went. First course was Magic 1. Been 10 months since I'd done an Autosolo, so I was quite rusty. Selecting gears at the stops didn't work very well at all. And I spent far too long in second gear. And the problem with that is that these courses are run where the speeds don't really go much above 40 miles an hour. You might touch 45, maybe 50 at a push. And at those speeds, below 40, second gear has no oomph at all. I'll demonstrate that here. So, second gear, 20 miles an hour. Put my foot down, well, 15. Yeah, we're going. There's 40. So it goes, it's out of its sweet spot in the rev range. Right, let's do that first. 15 miles an hour, do it in first. Huge difference. So yeah, I spent far too long in second gear. Didn't use the punch the engine in this thing has. The second course was Woodcote 1. It was tight, it was twisty, quite a difference to the first course, but I was just too timid. I really didn't drive it hard enough. I really wasn't working anything hard on that one at all, and my route through the cones, my lines, yeah, it wasn't the best. The third course, which was Magic 2, I was using the throttle like an on-off switch. Pushed a bit too hard on one of them and had a moment on the grass. And if that's not bad enough, I also managed to pick up another penalty on my last run for hitting a cone, so that wasn't good, not good at all. And the final course, course 4, Woodcote 2, that felt much better. I was working the tyres more, I drove it harder and I drove it smoother. I was solid with my gear usage on that one. All 3 stops were good. Finished the day off nicely. As usual, and as I've come to expect from this car in the time that I've owned it, it soaked it all up on the day. I had no mechanical problems all day long. This time out on the thinner wheels and thinner tyres with the deeper sidewalls from my 17-inch rims, I could really feel the car moving about an awful lot more. You could feel it working underneath me. And another good thing about those thinner tyres is with only 235s out the back, it meant that I winced far less each of the 22 times that I sidestepped the clutch. My brakes were good, running EBC pads. Talk about the discs in a bit. But you know, would never expect any problems because the runs are so short, nothing really gets hot. And my steering, the power steering, I've heard that can be a weak point, melting the reservoirs or something, but it didn't seem to mind the workout it was getting. The car felt good overall, really nicely balanced, really in its element and well up to the task. Now on to the results, and to recap how Autosolos work, you get 3 timed runs on each of the 4 courses. The slowest time you run on each course is dropped, leaving the 2 best times from each course. those remaining 8 times all get added together, and that gives your final and total time for the day. And they issue prizes for fastest in class and fastest overall on the day. Out of a total of 53 participants, I managed to come 5th. And in my class, which was Class D, which is rear-wheel drive cars with engines over 2 litres, I came 2nd. Just 0.3 seconds, 3/10. That's all that separated me from the first placed Alpine A110. I don't think that's too shabby considering I had less grip from the thinner tyres, but it's really frustrating because I know where there was 0.3 seconds to be had on each and every single run I did. And overall, out of the 53 participants, as I said, I came 5th. Ian in his A110 came 4th, and what were the other 3 faster cars? First, with an incredible time of 530 seconds, was, rather unsurprisingly, one of the Caterham 7s. Second, and with an exceptional time of 543 seconds, was a really well piloted Renault Sport Clio. I think it was a 172, might have been 182, didn't get a chance to chat to the owner on the day. And third, and with an almost unbelievable time of 547.6 seconds, beating Ian in his Alpine by a clear 1.2 seconds, was a Volkswagen Golf GTD. Yep, that's correct. A family front-wheel drive diesel hatchback beat me and Ian in our mid-engine sports cars. That means one and only one very, very simple thing. I need to learn how to drive this car properly, drive it faster and drive it more consistently. If I can do that, and if I can keep it tidy on the day, I think there's a class win out there for me. I mentioned the discs earlier on when I was talking about the brakes. Had a bit of a problem with those. Had some vibration through the wheels, so yesterday I took the wheels off, attached a run-out gauge to see just how bad they were. And the results were that on that side, the run-out of the disc was 0.8 millimeters. And on this side, it's 1.5. That explains the vibration that I'm getting then. So I'll be getting some new discs soon because I've got a couple of track outings in the not too distant future. I'll let you know what I go for once I've ordered them and when I've got them fitted. I hope you found this video useful or interesting. If you did, please give it the mandatory thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out. And thank you very, very much for watching.